OK then, Mansfield Town, they'll take the trip to the new Hill Dickinson Stadium to face Everton. So let's take a closer look at the history of the Stags. Now, the club was founded in 1897 as Mansfield Wesleyans. It then changed to Mansfield Town in 1910. They were then able to win the Football League trophy, which is now known as the Virtue Trophy, in 1987, beating Bristol Rovers in front of 58,000 fans in the final. They were then relegated out of the Football League in 2008 after 77 years. The relegation sparked a riot where controversial owner Keith Haslam was attacked by supporters. Fortunes turned for Mansfield Town in the 2012-13 season. A 2-1 loss to Liverpool in the third round of the FA Cup spurred a league title and a return to the Football League. Following several defeats in promotion playoffs, Mansfield Town was promoted to League One by finishing in third place after the 2023-24 season. The man leading the charge since 2020 is Nigel Clough, son of legendary England player and manager Brian Clough. He guided his team's promotion in League One in 2024, and he was also named League Two Manager of the Season that same year. He's been managing in England for 22 years. We're going to welcome in Nigel. Thank you so much for joining us today, Nigel. How are you?
Pleasure. Hi, Hannah. I'm well, thank you. Hi, Nico.
In all your experience, how special are these competitions for English football and clubs and players and managers like yourself?
Oh, they're wonderful. They're the lifeblood for lower league teams as well. When you can get a big draw against a Premier League side, you know, it's David and Goliath proportions, and it's just a brilliant occasion for everybody connected with the club.
Nigel, give us a little bit of insight of what's going on in the dressing room right now, the energy when you are up against a team like Everton.
Energy, nerves. It'll probably be more nerves than energy on Wednesday night. You know, new stadium, only the second competitive game there. Over 50,000 people should be there, so it'll be a big occasion for everybody at our club. You know, the Premier League lads are used to playing in front of those sorts of numbers week in, week out. But for our players, it'll be a big occasion, and we just want them to go out and enjoy it. Don't let it pass you by. Just go and enjoy the game. Treat it like any other game of football.
And Nigel, I'm sure you can speak from experience because you were able to win this competition twice when you were playing under your dad at Nottingham Forest. Walk us through those memories you have of playing under him and winning this competition when it was known as the Leagues Cup.
Well, it seems a lifetime ago. I don't think you were even born, Hannah, when we were doing that.
Neither was I. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit older.
Yeah, so it's largely an irrelevance even for the players that we've got, because most of them weren't born either. But all we can do is pass on what great feelings and memories you have from these sorts of occasions. So go out there and try and create some fresh memories for themselves. You know, a lot of them are young players. Hoping to progress in the game probably to a higher level than where we are at the moment, so they have an opportunity to showcase themselves as well.
Nigel, let's go down memory lane. I know English Cup competition can get pretty freaking wild. If you were to replay one cup competition, one game specifically that you remember, which one would it be?
The FA Cup final against Spurs with Forest in '91 or something like that, when we lost in extra time.
How come?
Because we lost, and I wish we'd have done a bit better on the day. We should have got a replay and taken it to another game. But we had one fantastic opportunity to win the competition, and we didn't quite manage it.
And Nigel, you have all this experience that you're trying to give to your players, but also everybody knows your dad, who was such a legend in the game of football, and especially over in England. What have you kind of taken from playing under him being your father, into your managing career, which has been so successful over these last 22 years?
I think you'd have to ask other people. They're better to probably comment on that sort of thing. But just try and take the honesty that we experienced as players. If you played well, you got a little pat on the back, only a little one. If you didn't play very well, then you were told you didn't play very well. I don't think there's anything much worse in football than a footballer coming off the pitch thinking, I've played well and done well today, when he hasn't. So we just try and be honest with them. And then that we find that's the best policy with young players, old players, and they might disagree at the time, and then a week or two later it'll be a case of, you know what, yeah, I didn't do as well as I should have done on that game.
Nigel, that's interesting that you say that, because when you start comparing generations, it's changed much in the modern game. And your father, who was one of the most old school managers in English football, I imagine that you took a lot from that. And now the treatment with the players has to be a little bit different. But from what I understand that you're telling me, you kind of keep this old school mentality about the way that you handle the players, with that brute honesty sometimes, and it works rather than sugarcoating a lot of the time. So what has been the challenge now in this part of your coaching career with the players?
And the most difficult part is trying to maintain the principles and the standards that you've been brought up with over many years in a changing society and world, not just football, but that's outside of football as well. So that's the biggest challenge on a daily basis. Trying to get the players to adopt the standards as their own, but them almost thinking that they've come up with it and that they want to do it. You know, they want to take things on board. So yeah, it's just a society sort of issue as much as football.
And Nigel, you talk about adopting the standards. Your team's had to do that from going from League 2 to League 1. How's that change been? And now you've been in the league for a year, going into this new season as well. It must be a bit more comforting. You're getting used to the league, and so are your players.
Yeah, I think so. That's the nice thing this season. We're early days yet, but we've had a few good wins in the last week or so. And that's what it's going to be about, trying to improve on last season. The club managed to survive in League 1 for the first time in 35 years last season. So it was a big achievement for everybody. And now we're just looking to make progress and improve. I think we brought about 10 new players in. You know, when you do get promoted, you want to give the players that you have an opportunity. And we did that with most of them. And then we move on with a fresh batch now with 10 new players that are still just integrating and settling down.
Nigel, here in the United States, promotion and relegation is going to be implemented in a couple of years, not in Major League Soccer, but in a parallel league system called USL, United Soccer League. So I want you to express to our American audience a little bit about the feelings around promotion relegation, because you look at a mid-table finish in a league and you say, all right, it's a mid-table finish. There's not too much of it, but for you guys, it must have meant a lot to not only escape a relegation fight, but to compete in a league. So when you guys did finish last season in the position that you guys did finish, what was the feeling around the club and around the city?
We were ecstatic. It was a bigger achievement than the year before getting promoted, actually, than surviving in the league. And I know that you're not used to the promotion and relegation, but it's polar opposites. It's absolute ecstasy to devastation. Teams who get relegated, a lot of them can bounce back and everything. But in that moment when it happens, in football terms, honestly, there's no worse feeling than that. And I'm glad you don't do it in baseball, because our beloved Tampa Bay Rays aren't doing too good at the moment. So as long as I don't introduce it in baseball, we'll be okay.
Why are you a Tampa Bay Rays fan?
We just like baseball, me and my son, and we managed to see them a couple of times when we've been on holiday. So, and they're an early start tomorrow, which is going to clash with our game, which is a little bit inconvenient, to say the least.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Pretty incredible. How have you been to a World Series game here in the United States?
No, we went out to a playoff game a few years ago against the Astros in Tampa. It was an incredible experience, and we managed to see them this year. So it's been competing with the Red Sox and the Yankees every year, and the Blue Jays in the same division. It's tough. It's a bit like when you're a small club in League One like Mansfield. It's tough competing with the big boys.
Awesome.
Pretty incredible. I didn't take Nigel Clough for an MLB fan. He probably knows more about baseball than I do.
Well, if you're from Argentina, that could be true.
You sound like you like American sports. Could that ever come over to a move to the MLS, maybe managing over here, because you like American sports?
Yeah, no, I don't think there'll be much time for that. I'm coming to the end of things. It's a younger man's game now, so just seeing the last, hopefully, couple of years out and try and have some success. Yeah, and enjoy it as well. Which is what we're asking the players tomorrow night. Go and enjoy the occasion. You know, you might never get the opportunity to play in front of 50,000 people at a new stadium again. Yeah,
you talk about maybe coming to the end of your career. You've got 2 more years. You just signed a contract with Mansfield Town again. What are you looking forward to in these next 2 years with Mansfield?
Well, I hope we see the 2 years out in English football. That's highly unlikely. the way that managers leave and are sacked. So just trying to get a good team on the pitch with some honest players, something that reflects the town and the supporters of where we are. And they love to see hard work. They love to see honesty in their players. And they love to try and be entertained. The supporters from day one have been absolutely incredible with us here.
Nigel, entertain me for a second, okay? I'm very intrigued on this baseball aspect of your life. Just say you get to the end of your Mansfield Town era, very successful, and you want to hang up the whistle, if you will, from management, right? What if an MLB team comes and says, hey, we want you to be part of our coaching staff? Would you at least entertain that?
I'd be a kit man or something like that. I don't think I could be add anything to the coaching staff, but I'd be very, very happy to sort out the equipment and logistics and just be with the team. I think it'd be fascinating to try and play 162 games in 180 odd days. We play 40, 50 games over a 9-month period, and it's tough enough. But I'm fascinated by the mental challenges of playing that many games.
Oh, awesome. Nigel, thank you so much for your time. We learned that you were a baseball fan. I didn't think we'd hear about that one today. But good luck with the rest of the season. Good luck with the Carabao Cup game against Everton. Wish you all the best.
I hope it's a home run.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Nico.
We hope it's a home run.